Most people misunderstand calm men. They think calm means passive. They think silence means weakness. They think a man who doesn't react immediately must lack confidence. But in reality, calm men are often the most dangerous people in the room. Not dangerous because they are aggressive. Dangerous because they are controlled. A man who cannot control his emotions is predictable. You can provoke him, you can pressure him, you can manipulate his reactions. But a calm man is different. When someone insults him, he doesn't rush to defend himself. When someone tries to provoke him, he doesn't react emotionally. When tension appears in the room, he doesn't panic or over-explain. And that changes the entire dynamic of the situation. Because the moment people realize they cannot move you emotionally, they lose the ability to control you. Most social conflicts are built around reactions. Someone pushes, someone provokes, someone raises tension, and they wait for the reaction that follows. That reaction tells them how much power they have over you. Loud people rely on this. Emotional people rely on this. Manipulative people rely on this. But calm men remove that entire mechanism. They don't rush to respond. They don't try to win every moment. They observe first. They let people reveal themselves. And this creates something extremely uncomfortable for others: unpredictability. When someone cannot predict your reaction, they cannot control the situation, they start hesitating, they start second-guessing themselves, they start losing confidence in their attempts to provoke you. Calmness creates psychological pressure without saying a word. It sends a signal that most people understand instinctively. This man is not reacting because he is not afraid. And once people sense that, they begin to behave differently around you. Not because you demanded respect, but because your behavior quietly forced it. Calm men create tension in a different way. Not through noise, through control. When someone reacts emotionally, the situation becomes simple. Everyone understands what is happening. One person attacks, the other defends. The energy moves quickly. But when a calm man enters the same situation, the energy changes. Imagine someone trying to provoke him. They expect anger. They expect defense. They expect a reaction that proves they have influence over the situation. Instead, they get silence, or a short, controlled response. No raised voice, no emotional explosion, just steady eye contact and composure. That moment creates confusion, because most people are not prepared for it. They are used to emotional exchanges where reactions happen instantly. A calm man slows the entire interaction down, and when things slow down, people start noticing their own behavior. The person who tried to provoke suddenly becomes aware of how aggressive they look. The person who tried to pressure him realizes their tactics are not working. The atmosphere becomes uncomfortable for everyone who expected chaos. And this is where calmness becomes powerful. Calmness forces other people to confront themselves. When someone cannot trigger your emotions, they begin to feel exposed. Their aggression becomes obvious. Their manipulation becomes visible. Their attempts to control the conversation stop working. And slowly, the balance of power shifts. Not because the calm man attacked anyone, but because he refused to play the emotional game everyone else expected. This is why calm men often dominate social situations without appearing dominant at all. They don't compete for attention. They don't fight for the last word. They don't rush to prove themselves. They simply maintain control of themselves. And in most environments, that level of self-control is extremely rare. Rare enough that people instinctively recognize it as strength. Another reason calm men are dangerous is because they are extremely difficult to read. Most people reveal their thoughts almost instantly. Their emotions appear on their face, in their voice, in their reactions. If they are offended, you see it. If they are angry, you hear it. If they feel pressured, Their behavior changes immediately, and once people can read you easily, they can predict you. Prediction creates control. If someone knows exactly how you react when challenged, they know how to push you. But calm men remove that advantage completely. They do not rush to show what they think. They do not reveal their emotions instantly. They listen longer than they speak. They watch people carefully before reacting. This creates uncertainty for everyone around them. When someone cannot read your emotional state, they start questioning their own behavior. They begin wondering whether they went too far, whether you are offended, whether you are planning to respond later. That uncertainty creates psychological pressure without the calm man doing anything at all. People begin adjusting themselves automatically. They speak more carefully. They stop interrupting as often. They become more respectful with their tone. Not because the calm man demanded it, but because they cannot measure how far they can push him. And when people cannot measure someone's limits, they become cautious. This is why calm men often appear more powerful than aggressive men. Aggression shows emotion. Emotion shows vulnerability. But calmness hides vulnerability behind discipline. It shows that a man is not reacting impulsively. He is choosing when and how to respond. And that ability to choose is what makes calm men intimidating. Because people instinctively understand something important. A man who controls his reactions can also control his actions, and that makes him unpredictable in the most dangerous way possible. At the deepest level, calm men are dangerous because they remove the most powerful tool people use against each other: emotional control. Most social conflicts are not about logic. They are about reactions. Someone raises their voice to provoke a response. Someone uses sarcasm to create insecurity. Someone challenges you publicly to see how you react under pressure. These behaviors are tests. They are attempts to see how easily your emotional state can be influenced. And the moment someone realizes they can influence your emotions, they gain leverage over you. If they can make you angry, they can guide your actions. If they can make you defensive, they can control the conversation. If they can make you uncomfortable, they can push you into decisions you would normally never make. This is how most social power works. But calm men break this system completely. When someone tries to provoke them and receives no emotional reaction, the strategy collapses. The expected chain reaction never begins. No anger, no panic, no rushed defense. Just calm observation. And that calm observation forces the other person to sit with the pressure they tried to create. Suddenly, the aggressor becomes the uncomfortable one. The person who tried to dominate the situation begins to feel exposed. Their aggression becomes obvious. Their manipulation becomes visible. And because the calm man never escalated the situation, the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. The more emotional the other person becomes, the more controlled the calm man appears. Over time, this behavior builds a reputation. People begin to notice that provoking him never works. They begin to realize that pressure does not move him. They begin to understand that emotional tactics have no effect on him. And once people understand that, something interesting happens. The attempts to challenge him slowly disappear. The interruptions stop. The sarcastic remarks become rare. The small tests that people use to measure others simply never appear around him anymore, because everyone already knows the result. Calm men are dangerous not because they seek conflict, but because they are prepared for it without needing to show it. They do not react quickly. They do not rush to prove themselves. They observe, they think, and they respond only when it matters. And this level of control creates a presence that most people cannot easily challenge. In a world where many people act impulsively and react emotionally, the man who remains calm becomes the most stable force in the room. And stability creates authority. That is why calm men often command respect without demanding it. not because they are louder or more aggressive, but because they are harder to influence. And the moment people realize they cannot control your emotions, they also realize something else. Controlling the situation will not be easy either.